Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a good day. It is March 19th, and today I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about our next potential severe weather event. It's not really likely right now, but it is looking like we're going to have another severe weather event sometime next week. We're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about when we could see maybe another significant winter storm and where that will actually occur. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by looking at analogs. Analogs are picking up something. This was last night's severe probability guidance run. They're picking up something around day 6, day 5, like several days in Dixie, and even day 4 in areas of maybe the Ozarks. So day 4 here is day 4 is the 22nd, and we can see 15% right there. That's not too significant. And that's just further to the southeast. This is the 23rd. This is the 24th. And this is the 25th, and this is the 26th. So they're picking up something around here, and this is when I'm thinking we could maybe see another severe weather event for this area. And let's go back. We're going to look up models now for the severe weather event. So we're going to start off by looking at the GFS, and we'll compare it to the Euro and the Canadian. So this is when it could start to get a little interesting. Monday, we have a pretty moderate strength low moving to Oklahoma. This will be bringing some snow potentially as it moves further to the northeast. You can see a lot of heavy rain with it, and it doesn't seem like we have a whole lot of severe weather. But this is Monday, this is the 22nd, when the analogs are thinking we could have maybe a severe weather event in this area, and then that low moves further to the northeast. And we can actually see we could be seeing maybe a pretty big winter storm for areas of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin if this does happen. So that could be pretty significant. Then we have another low Thursday. Now this one looks a lot more strong. It looks to be bringing a lot more heavy rain to the southeast. Now this one could bring some severe weather, but the GFS barely shows it even coming on land. When it does, it goes through southern Alabama, central Georgia, and into southern South Carolina. So it'd probably mainly limit severe weather to kind of southern Alabama, southern Georgia, and maybe areas of Florida and South Carolina also. Let's look at instability. So we're gonna look at surface-based CAPE for these, or for those days, and go to the 22nd. We do have some decent instability in this area. Let's take some soundings. Just see if we can get anything good. Okay, I don't like that. Let's go down further to the south. This one is a little better. We have, but not really good shear, but we do have a little bit maybe. It's slightly contaminated. So we're gonna switch soundings again. Let's go further to the south, maybe like southern Texas. We have a lot of instability down there. Not a lot, but a decent amount. And no, that's not happening. So Monday doesn't look too interesting. Let's go maybe even northern Oklahoma here. We have better shear in northern Oklahoma, so maybe something in northern Oklahoma, maybe southern Kansas. We'll know better once we get the NAM to come out fully for this event. Let's go to Tuesday. You can see we have instability all the way up and almost into southern Wisconsin with that northern low, and we can take a sounding kind of almost near Chicago. No, I don't like the looks of that at all. Let's take one further to the south in Dixie. See what we have. Alright, this one's a little better. I don't like the looks of the shear, though. So it looks like maybe Monday and Tuesday could be fairly limited. I'd say Monday looks a little bit more interesting right now. It starts to get more interesting when we go into next week, though, like Wednesday, Thursday. This is Wednesday in Texas. Now, I don't like that shear is terrible. We do have instability, though, and a pretty messy HODO. Take one up further to the north, and no, I don't like the looks of that at all. So as I move further east, so the day I've been watching is the 25th, which is Thursday. I would go into South Georgia here, and we can see a little bit better shear. Not extremely messy anymore, but it's still not a perfect look to this at all. We do have pretty steep surface lapse rates, and it's just a very moist sounding. But that shear, I just don't like the looks of it. You could get something out of that. It's better than the other soundings I took, but still not very good. Let's take one maybe in northeastern South Carolina here. This one has decent shear. This looks much better. Still don't have a whole lot of instability. Surface lapse rates aren't as steep either. But this one looks better for maybe tornado potential. You can also take one in kind of the Mobile area. And same case as the one in southern Georgia. It's messy. And overall, I don't like the looks of this at all. I mean, the critical angle is 14. That's terrible, to say the least. But it does look like we'll get more active with severe weather as we go into mid to late next week. Now, as of right now, we may not see anything like a severe weather outbreak, but that will likely change as we go closer to this, and we get more higher resolution models other than the GFS, because the GFS isn't too good at forecasting severe weather far out at all. But let's go to the Euro, see what it has. So our first low has maybe like some kind of squall line in Texas, which I could definitely see. Moving to the northeast, once again, we could see maybe a pretty big winter storm in South Dakota, Minnesota, that area, maybe northwestern Wisconsin. The European doesn't have as much moisture up there. It's going to limit our snow chances if the European happens. Then our second low, the GFS, or the European, has moving much further to the north. It has going into Canada and bringing a significant snowstorm in Canada. Wow. So the European significantly different with the GFS, especially with the second storm system. And now this second storm system could bring even maybe a better severe weather outbreak chance. I'm not going to go into details with it because this is far out, but the European looks maybe a little better for one. And let's go look at the European real quick. Or not the European, sorry, the Canadian. And Canadian has our first winter storm, or our first low. It has it moving a little slower. And it has the winter storm a little bit further to the west. Actually, not a little bit, but much further to the west. It has central Nebraska, northern Minnesota getting the worst of it. Once again, it doesn't have as much moisture as the GFS, so we don't have as much heavy snow. Now, our second one, the Canadian, has moving much further to the north like the European. And the Canadian also looks pretty decent for maybe a severe weather outbreak in the Ohio Valley, down further to the south in Dixie. We could maybe see something if the Canadian happens. Same with the Euro. And the GFS doesn't look too good. But let's take some soundings with the Euro here. Or not the Euro, the Canadian. Take one around Nashville. I'm not expecting this to be too good. Yeah. Do have decent shear. The first part of that HOTA looks pretty good. But the Canadian looks much better than the GFS. Yeah, so we do have some decent shear with this. Not too good, but it does look like maybe next Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even in the Friday, we could see more severe weather once again in this area. Here, maybe into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and maybe even Virginia also. So we will have to see as we get closer to this and we get models like the NAM. Once we get the NAM for this event, we'll understand it a lot better. Because the GFS and these three models, they're not completely reliable forecasting severe weather. Neither is the NAM, but the NAM is better, at least in my opinion. But yeah, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was kind of short. There's not much to talk about. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday.